File 10. The redacted police scanner. I only started listening because my neighborhood had been weird for a week. Sirens that died mid-wail, helicopters that hovered without moving, and that constant feeling like the street outside my windows was holding its breath. So at 1:48 a.m., with rain threading down the glass, I opened a public scanner stream on my phone and let it play low while I paced my living room. The audio was mostly routine. Dispatch codes, unit numbers, clipped voices. But every few minutes, the stream would hard cut into dead air, then snap back like somebody had hit a censor button. At first, I assumed it was the app. Then I noticed it only cut out whenever they said street names. I turned the volume up and held the phone closer, like proximity would help me decode it. A dispatcher's voice came through, calm and tired, until the moment she started reading a location. The stream cut to silence, then returned mid-sentence, as if the missing piece had been deleted in real time. I replayed the last 10 seconds. Same thing. I rewound again. Same cut. It wasn't buffering. It was editing. And right when I started to feel ridiculous for caring, a new line appeared on the screen. Tiny gray text under the stream title. Redactions enabled. I didn't like the word enabled. Like it was a feature I'd turned on. I tapped around looking for settings. Nothing. I tried a different stream. Same cuts. Different agency. Same behavior. Street names vanished. Apartment numbers disappeared. Whole calls became broken sentences stitched back together. Then the audio cracked into a brief, ugly squeal, like a station being tuned through, followed by a single clear tone that didn't belong on a scanner stream at all. The kind of tone you hear before a broadcast message. And under it, faint as a whisper underwater, I heard a voice say, "Keep listening." The next dispatch hit fast. 2 beeps, then the operator. "Units respond." And the audio cut out right as she read the address, but this time, it didn't return to normal. It returned changed, like the stream had switched microphones. The voice came back slightly closer, slightly sharper, and the cadence felt wrong. Then the dispatcher read the location anyway, without the redaction, clean and full volume. My address, my building, my floor, and the call type. Suspicious person in a unit. Complainant states, "I can hear the scanner." I hadn't called anyone. I hadn't said that out loud. The only sound in my apartment was rain and the hiss of the stream. Killed the volume. The stream kept moving, timestamps still rolling, like it didn't need sound to be alive. My phone vibrated once with a banner notification that wasn't from any app. Do not mute. A second banner followed immediately. "You're part of the call now." The screen dimmed, and the scanner UI rearranged itself into something that looked like a live broadcast panel. Red dot, tiny counter. The word "on air" tucked into the corner like a threat. Then the audio turned itself back on. Not loud, just enough to make sure I heard the next words. Dispatch voice again. Calm. Professional. Caller advises subject is pacing inside the unit. I froze, because I had been pacing. I stopped moving and waited for the next line to be wrong. It wasn't. Caller advises subject is holding the phone close to the mouth. I lowered my hand slowly, like it could see me through the screen. Then the stream cut, hard, clean, into a new voice, deeper and closer, like a second channel breaking in. "Say something." My throat tightened. I didn't answer. The voice didn't get angry. It just repeated, patient as a metronome. "Say something." I did what people do when they don't want to believe something. Tried to prove it was a coincidence. I walked to the kitchen and opened the cabinet. The stream immediately updated. Subject is now in kitchen area. I shut the cabinet and backed up. The stream updated again. Subject is aware of broadcast. That one landed like a punch, because it meant it wasn't just describing me. It was describing my realization. Then the dispatcher said, "Units advised. Do not make contact until confirmation of..." And the audio redacted the rest in a thick burst of snow that sounded like someone ripping tape. I heard something outside my door. Soft, not footsteps exactly. More like the building settling, except it had rhythm. The stream pulsed once, and the UI flashed a new label. Caller. Unknown. Then the dispatcher's voice returned, but now it sounded like she was reading from a script someone else wrote. Caller states the subject will exit in. The audio cut for half a second, then came back with a number. 10. My phone vibrated with each count like it was keeping time. 9, 8, 7. I didn't move, but my hand drifted toward the deadbolt like my body was trying to obey the countdown. At 3, the stream cut out entirely. No hiss, no audio, just a flat digital silence that felt worse than noise. The phone screen went black except for white text centered like a broadcast title. Step out. I didn't. The text changed. Listen. And suddenly the scanner audio came back, but it wasn't dispatch anymore. It was a live mic somewhere in my hallway. Distant, hollow, picking up the faint buzz of lights and the soft scrape of something moving near my door. Then a voice, low, close to that mic, said, almost amused, "He's still inside." I hated the pronoun. I hated that it decided who I was without asking. That's when I noticed the part of the scanner interface I hadn't seen before, a small tab labeled Log with a tiny lock icon. I tapped it. The screen flashed access granted like it had been waiting. A list of calls appeared, everyone heavily blacked out, names and locations covered by thick digital bars. But my most recent entry wasn't redacted. It was highlighted. Call type, suspicious person. Location, my address. Notes, subject listening to stream. Subject will look at the window now. I felt my head turn before I chose to do it, and when I looked at the rain-dark window, I saw a reflection that didn't match my movement. A half-beat late, like the glass was buffering me. If you've ever listened to a scanner stream and felt like the radio traffic was too specific, tell me in the comments. And if you want more POV case files, signal glitches, redacted broadcasts, and calls that know your next move, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more. Because once a frequency learns your habits, it stops being background noise and starts being a script.